How you doing, Andy?
Not bad, Ross, yourself.
Ruby! Ruby! Can we zip it in there? Can we zip it in there? Yeah, go on, Andy. How are you?
Aye, not bad,
Back these two little, because tonight. Go on, how are you? All right.
Aye, all right. Just rushing about as usual, but we're here now. How are you?
I've had to bribe them to zip it, and they're still piping up.
Oh, man. That's it.
What?
That's kids for you.
Kids for you, 11-year-olds. Yeah, 12 in November, aren't they? Andy, what's latest on Willie Lemon?
I just sent that to you. Well, that's just when I noticed it looks like he's in a bad way, yeah. So I think we'll say a prayer for him and hope he pulls through okay. Yeah. I think he was training for another fight. I mean, yeah, he is 45 now, and I think his last fight was against Ricky Burns. Was that last year? It was quite recently, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But he lost. But it was quite a good fight for. Well, it was lively enough. But I sorry to hear that. He's
2 seconds. 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds. Let me get my pit
no
belt.
problem.
Pit belt time now.
Sorry to see that's sad news. So I hope he pulls through. I think the news I've read is looks like he's had some kind of seizure or whatnot.
Come on, then. Come on. Come on. Sorry about that. Come here, Oxy. Messing with dogs in there, aren't they? Come here. Right, sit down. Sit still. Sit still. Sit still. There's no penguins. Rocky's had them.
Eating all the penguins.
These don't mince penguins, man. We're left with fucking Kit Kats. That's no good. And blue ribbons. We're penguin men.
He must have been feeling peckish.
Oh, Andy, please don't start with your cringe jokes, man. You're like my little lad, Reggie, coming in and told me some Doctor Who joke earlier on. I went, what? Who are you, Doctor Who jokes? They're boring. So, how far is Willie Lemon from you, Andy?
He'll be, I think he's down in, is it Bathgate or somewhere he is, or Livingston? I think it's Livingston, somewhere he probably stays about 40 miles, 50 miles from me, I would think.
It doesn't look too good, does it, for him?
Said he's had a seizure a suspected seizure whilst driving his car. So I don't know if the car's been on there. There's not any much more information. Said he was found unresponsive within his car, rushed to the hospital. So said his condition's critical. So doesn't look too good, but hopefully his fighting spirit will pull him through.
Yeah.
But, I think his son fights now as well. Then he was maybe his son's 20. I think Willie's 45, but his son's 20. They said he was going to be fighting on the same card as whatever he was going to be fighting sometime coming up soon now. So let's just hope he recovers. A message for Julian earlier on saying one of his pals has sadly passed away. Jordan Schofield.
Jordan Schofield.
Yeah, former boxer and gym owner or something.
Oh, one of Julian's pals over his way.
Yeah.
No, it's not very nice, is it?
Not very good, eh?
What we had a gym with? I've never heard him. I think I might have heard him mention it once or something. I can't remember.
Yeah, he's inspirational local former boxer. It says Jordan Schofield. Aye.
How old?
Tell me here, isn't he? Doesn't look that old in the pictures anyway, but I don't know if it's mental health issues or something like that, where he's taking his own life, or I don't know. That's what it kind of looks something like that in the article. Eh?
Well, that's not good, is
I think
it?
he did a lot for his community and that, I think, but what it says. So, nah, pretty sad. A lot of bad stuff going on in the world at the moment, isn't there? Everywhere you look, there's bad news, eh?
Yeah, one of my pals passed away a couple of weeks ago, and his family didn't want anybody to know. I mentioned it on a video earlier tonight. His family
Seen
didn't.
that earlier, yeah. Seen that earlier, yeah.
I seen his wife, who he'd been with years, and his daughter and the grandkids, and they said they didn't want to tell anybody, which I can understand.
Yeah.
It's very upsetting, deaths in it, family, and that's not nice, is it? You know.
Grief's a personal thing, isn't it? It's individual. Everybody's
Yeah.
does
Yeah.
things differently. Yeah, some folk go
It's
public with it, other folk don't.
not nice. It's not nice. But what can you do? It's one of them things.
I would say raise a glass to them, but I've not had a drink for nearly 6 weeks, so I'm off it. Off it
How
now.
long you been off at beer on this 6 week?
Nothing for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
6 weeks. Just 5.5, 6 weeks, I think it is.
Yeah.
And that was one night we were doing a Zoom. I had a vodka, and then that's all. I just no bother with having any more. Anytime I've been watching boxing lately is when that's when I usually have a drink. The last time I was watching, I was out working in the car and coming in and back out and in and out. So I've just not had a chance.
You're
Really.
going all
But
Lee
I thought
Frotch on me, are you?
Frotch, is he off it as well? Is he?
Lee don't have a drink now. I think he's
Oh,
back.
is that Carl's brother?
10 year Lee's not had a drink. He's done really well, Lee. Yeah, he's done really well. I remember him getting one of these badges. You know, where they get like a little circular thing after a year, don't they, being on wagon?
Ah, right. All right.
They get one every year, don't they? It tells you
Right.
how good you're doing, and you know you're not having a drink and that. And obviously, I think Lee were a binge drinker, me, and it's got.
Yeah.
He want one of them waking up, checking, and needing to
No.
drink
No.
to go to work. He wants some docile, like, you know. He's not far from it poorhouse, but I think it's how you handle it, and he's
It's
done
not
well.
for everybody, is it?
Yeah,
Not
he
for
had a
everybody.
badge, and he was saying that's what you get, Porky, after like your first year. I was like, I'm going to get one of them. But I didn't last long. I can't wagging, but so
I had two. I
hey,
had 2 years with no. I was really ill with COVID. Right at the
all the
start
time
of it.
I'm ever sobers, mate. When I'm doing porridge, probably kept me
Ah.
alive all them years, didn't it? But
So I had 2 years with no drink at all. It didn't bother me, but and then when I got my man cave set up, and then my pal came down to watch the boxing one night, I thought, oh, well, better have vodka, eh?
you are,
That was it. And I thought I better have a drink since I set up my man cave a couple of
yeah.
years back. That's when I started watching the channel, when I was recovering from COVID, didn't I?
What you want to
Maybe
watch Porky's Corner?
that's when I started watching it about 4 years ago. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I thought, who's this guy making all the noise?
yeah. What do you think to?
But
I know. What do you think to? Who making all the noise? Me.
you.
I'm
But I
not,
thought, I like what he's saying. I like what he's saying.
well, I'm not really bothered about much. How a life I've had. I've seen a lot, and I've been through a lot of situations. So this boxing lot, don't mean shit to me. None of them. None of them have got any knackers for starters. None of them. None of them dare do note. Oh, cowards, mate. 99% of people in boxing are shithouse cowards. You know, bollocks. That's the bottom line. Two-faced. I'm not. I just tell it straight, mate. Who's going to take me on in boxing?
Going away, can't
None of them have got no knackers, mate. Cowards. Cowards. They all don't want to upset nobody. Throw a punch, I say. Grow a pair.
Did you see the guard's face when Duke McKenzie said Usyk was going to win?
I'll see the god's face if I ever see him at a show when I'm yanking his fucking hair out like a Buxton fucking chicken. What Duke McKenzie put it on him?
He must have been interviewing Duke McKenzie. I think it was in Talk Sport. I only seen a small bit of the clip, and how do you think the fight's going to go? And Duke McKenzie just said Usyk wins, and the guard was kind of fumbling
Yeah,
about.
but what? Having a meltdown because somebody
Aye.
went against his big hero. You know, listen, let me just tell you this. You know Tyson Fury and his dad John? Do you know what I wasn't going to say this, but I'm going to say it. Do you know what they think about him? They think he's a dick. Right? What if he wants to take that as a compliment or whatever, good luck to him. Gad, they think you're a dick. All right? So get over yourself, you weirdo.
They're just laughing at me.
Taking piss out of him, mate, constantly. He's an idiot. You know what I mean? He gets too much coverage, and that's that. He's not cool. Bean's not cool. People need to stop sucking these people off. They're not from council estates. They're not boxing people. The people that are privileged and they've drifted into the sport and they won't fuck off. That's the bottom line. They won't come in my company. I don't give a shit who they know. All right, I won't get through my door, mate, for a cup of tea in this house. All right, they're not
The
my,
guards everywhere, isn't he?
they're not my kind of people. Then they're not my kind of people. Leechers and two-faced. That's what they are, mate. Backstabbers. You saw what the Gad did to Adam Cattrall, didn't you? Live on Talksport when they had Bricktop there. Hey,
Oh, aye.
even going to bat for his colleague. Could you go?
Just sat there.
Hey, when he's not snipped out his head with prostitutes in Vegas, shagging about behind his wife's back, he's leaving over young boxers, aren't you, Gaddy? Hey? Well,
Has he
don't
got a
be
wife?
bumping
Is
to
he?
me at a show, Gad. All right, next couple of months.
Is there a Mrs. Gad? Like, I
The
didn't
what?
know.
The what? She left him, didn't she? Done it, had him off.
Ah. All right.
Took him for half because he is what he is, isn't he? He's set in his ways, isn't he?
Ah.
Do you want me to wake up next to him every day?
Really?
Hey? You dirty old man, aren't you, Gaddy? If you had
It's
some
Jesse,
you
old man.
could ask Peter Fury for an interview, wouldn't you, Gad? If you had any bollocks.
He's like old Steptoe and a dirty old man.
Yeah. Right, Dillian Whyte, I've not had you on for a bit. Dillian Whyte, what do you think about him making his way back into boxing? You know how I feel about drug cheats, so choose your words carefully, you jock. You had your teeth done, did they look better?
No, I've just got my old teeth. I've never had my teeth done. No, I'm quite a smiley person though, so you probably see my teeth quite a lot. So, no, what I think, I agree with you on drug cheats. It should be run out of sport. I don't know how he's got away with that. He's either bought his way out of that or somebody's friends in high places. That's what it looks like to me anyway. I mean, there's not much clarity with it. It's contamination, but I don't really buy in. I don't like that. Don't like it at all. And if he does, he'll be sniffing about for a big payday in Saudi. I don't think Eddie Hills is taking in and do one, but I know it's Bricktop maybe Bricktop's just want somebody to give him a good beating or what. I don't know. I mean, generally, I don't mind who wins a fight as long as it's a good, fair fight and a fair result. But when you see drug cheats in, you do start feeling like you'd like to see them get a good beating there. But you don't want to see anybody badly injured. But if somebody's a drug cheat, there's an intent there to do damage on somebody else. So the way I see it, karma should come and bite them on the backside.
Well, this is how I look at it, right? I want to know why people like Coogan Cassius, Rob Tebbett, Gareth A. Davis, Helen Old Dinosaur Hart, all them lot, right? Puppy Parsons, why are these shower shit not getting stuck into this Dillian Whyte guy here and saying to him, hey, listen, Dillian, you failed in K2, you failed before you signed with Eddie Hearn, before he fought Joshua, and he fought Rivers fight and Joshua rematch one, yeah? Why is nobody pulling up on these last two? Well, they've just fizzled out and they've just disappeared. Nobody's saying a word, Andy. They've all got access, all these shithouses. They're doing nothing, mate. Why is that?
They're all lickers, I mean, the guard was waxing lyrical about, how Dillian Whyte's a great addition to the heavyweight scene. I'm like, what is he talking about? And these guys failed drug tests. Why do you think a drug cheat is a great addition to the heavyweight scene?
It won an English title or British title against Ian Lewison in donkeys years ago. A vacant against a 20-stone man. And that is it. That's his story. He's banked 13.8 million, is it, or something he's had, or 14.8 million or something. Something like that. He's had more than Frotch in pay-per-views. Look at his CV. It's piss poor. It's embarrassing.
Joe Joyce beat Ian Lewinson on his Joe Joyce beat Ian Lewinson on his debut.
After a couple of fights, wasn't it? Something like that.
No, I think that was his debut. I might be wrong, but
I'm
pretty sure it was.
Oh, well, this is how I look at it, mate. Why is Dillian Whyte even hanging around boxing, and why is nobody pulling him up on it? Because they've just been sticking it to Conor Benn for 21 months, but Dillian Whyte, they don't say it. They don't say a word. Listen, all you media people, don't be scared of these big dosser boxers. Don't be scared of them. Do your job. Don't be treading on eggshells around this shower of shit. Say how you feel and do your stories and your articles.
He's a drug cheat and nobody don't sell it to him because he might backhand you. Is this how it's supposed to be? Big John Fury and Big Dillian Whyte scaring all media. Scaring all your media. Have you got no knackers? We've got coppers running around in this sport going on about Arabs. Oh, it's their culture to hold hands and that, and nobody's allowed to pull them up about it, or they feel insulted. Well, let me tell you this. Not only have we got coppers infiltrating the boxing with full access, we've got shower of shit that don't even ask proper questions because they're scared. I mean, and they tell me I'm out of order putting it on them all. Hey, there's only me that's doing it. I'm sticking it on this shower. I've stuck billboards up the road. There's no shame of them. These people have no shame. They go home and laugh. You know, as long as convince them casuals, Andy, they're not bothered about the hardcore boxing fans because we're a small minority, aren't we? We're like 8% of the market. We're not the other 92, are we? We're the small voice. You know what I mean? But statistics are showing, like I said earlier to Jerry, 4.4% boxing's going down every year, its fan base. And look at the UFC. It's just going up. It's in double figures every year. These are not massive jumps like you would see at the stock market. But let me tell you this. These are enough to show us in 8 or 9 years there might not be no boxing. Because boxing's only so big. Look at all the fighters that are dropping off on boxing now. There's not many male fighters. There's a few extra more women, but they're not making up for what males have gone. So in 8 to 9 years, although experts are saying 12, in 8 to 9 years, there won't be any boxing, mate. There might not be any British titles. They're already in for women. So soon enough, there ain't going to be for men. Watch it unfold. And then tell me I'm wrong. So I've got statistics here. They all know. If I know, Eddie Hills and Frank Smith and all them know. Dennis already knows. Dennis was having an heart attack a few years ago and I showed him it. He had to get some expert in to have an ebb. You see where I'm coming from? They're not stupid, these promoters. They're not thick. They're not daft, mate, honestly. Something's got to give. Something's got to give, mate, sooner or later. Something's got to give.
Looks like Eddie Hills is already preparing his exit, innit? He's getting all laid out. And this Saudi thing, it's like a big balloon that's getting bigger and bigger. And when that pops, that'll be the end, eh?
Yeah, he fought Ian Lewinson on his debut.
Yeah.
Jesus. Ian Lewinson, 20 stone, bang on debut. Unbelievable, isn't it?
Can't believe it. I'm right about something.
No. Let me see when he fought Dillian Whyte, that Lewinson. Let's have a look. Oh, Lewinson fought a year before. It was a year before he fought White and lost, and he came back a year later, and he was a lot heavier, obviously. He fought Joe Joyce. He came back and fought Joyce at, half a stone heavier, only half a stone heavier. And Dillian Whyte beat him on point. Oh, retirement in 10th, but British. Vacant British.
What did Joyce do, man? About 6 rounds or something?
Joyce did him 8 rounds.
8 rounds,
8 rounds on his debut. Why not Joyce against White? Because both of them are stuck in quicksand, aren't they?
I think Joyce would smash him, though, I think.
Yeah.
I think so, man. I think he's... I know he still looks cumbersome and slow, but I think maybe the issue with Zhang was maybe it could even be something as simple as a southpaw issue, and the fact Zhang's a mega puncher. Right?
You reckon?
But it could be he just kept walking. He just couldn't get out of the way, which would tell me maybe it's the style of the southpaw. He's maybe been more effective against orthodox fighters. But we'll wait and see what happens to see how it unfolds. But he gets hit too much. You don't want to see that. You don't want to see folk getting hit too much. No clean anyway.
Where do you see Bacola going now? Do you think he's out at mix?
I like to see him get another big fight, eh? He's just not had the momentum after that Yoka win, has he? He fought Takam, I think, did he? Did he fight Takam?
What did you think to its Big Freeze against Fabio White Collar Wardley?
That was a cracking fight, wasn't it? I think apart from the...
Do you think a case could be made for its Big Freeze by a round?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. But I think a draw was a fair result,
yeah.
But because it's not like it was far one way or the other, But I would edge If anybody won it, I would have said it was Big Freeze. I think that point deduction was wrong. I keep needing to watch it back again. I've not had a chance yet, but I never seen him get warned once about
No.
low blows, and then he just seemed to get a point off for low blows, and then that's Steve Gray though, isn't it? Nah. He spat the gum shield out a couple of times, but one of the times I thought was an accident. He was trying to catch it. I thought if he spat it out deliberately, he wouldn't be trying to catch it, would he? But
You what?
when one of the times he spat the gum shield out, he was trying to catch it in his hand, but I don't think he'd have been trying to do that if he did it deliberately, because he wouldn't have bought him as much time, would it?
Well,
but I think it was a good fight, but that's. I don't know what if too many fights like that, I wouldn't imagine.
yeah.
He was Wardley was a mess, wasn't he?
Oh, what? Wardley?
What a mess he was in there.
To be honest with you, his Big Freeze didn't look too good, did he?
No, after that, I mean, he wasn't. And during the fight, he didn't look like he was marked up much, but he looked like he had a bit of bruising after it when you seen him being interviewed. But he looked knackered they were both knackered at the end, but I think Wardley looked knackered earlier, but he still manages to find something even though when he's knackered, Wardley. But Big Free, it just seemed to be later on he seemed to start fading a bit, didn't he? But got to take hats off to them. They let it all hang out and put a shift in, didn't they?
Summit, mate. Definitely Summit. You think it's Big Freeze could have been fitter?
I think so. If he got down to 18 stone, I think maybe just under 18 stone, I think his mobility would have been a lot better. He would have been sharper. He looked quite sharp to start with, but that probably faded a bit later on, But he still held the shape though better than Wardley, I thought.
He's a big old lump, isn't he? It's Big Freeze. Do you think he eats a lot of Mag Easter eggs?
That sugar puffs.
Hey, I used to like sugar puffs in the 70s. They were the cereal, weren't they?
Oh, don't forget to tell him about the honey, Mommy.
My mum used to get 2 lots of cereal, Weetabix for me and sugar puffs for my brother. But he used to have his morning and night. We ate sugar puff and my little brother.
When I was about 5 or 6, I begged my mum to buy me a box of Ready Break, and I was disappointed. I didn't have a red glow around me after I ate it.
The only red glow I used to get, mate, when I were when it was cold, I used to go get some brown and put it on foil. I used to glow then. I used to go out to people's houses off my head and wouldn't shut up. They'd pay me to leave. I used to turn up and go, "Have you got any foil?" They go, my mother-in-law's coming round for dinner in a minute. Here's a roll, Porky. Middleweight division, actually, I want to ask you about, because some lunatic, and I mean Ravens, text me today and he's definitely heard that Billy Joe Saunders is coming back stronger, faster than a speeding bullet. He's eating kangaroo meat and he can piss 160 pounds because he's really a 154 pounder. Right, so if Billy Joe's going to get down from 230 to 160, I'm hearing. According to this know-all of Billy Joe's area, I'm not even going to say his name. I do know who he is. And yeah, you're a complete know-all. I don't believe it, mate. Show me proof. But he's saying Billy's going to fight Eubank and it's intense beef and all that shit. What do you think, Andy?
Frosty the Snowman will hate to sit for a while in the sauna to get down that far and wait. That's a big drop. I don't think he'll fight again. I think he's a wasted talent. I think he's a really skillful fighter, but he's wasted his best years, I think, isn't he? And unmotivated or undisciplined. Discipline. We're back to the same thing again. Discipline,
Yeah.
That's the big D.
Yeah. Yeah, it is, mate. It's absolutely craziness. What do you think to Curtis Woodhouse's guy, Adrian King? I think he's had quite a few fights now, and I'm full of fights, so just under. He's sparring all top guys. He's fighting obviously stiff because he's a 19-year-old novice, isn't he? But word is they're all wanted to sign him. You know, there's.
I seen a clip of him knocking somebody out there. Quite a chubby guy at the weekend, I think it was.
Yeah.
Was that on Big Ron's show? Was it?
Big Ron's show, yeah. Big Ron were there. Big Max, Roy Jones were there eating quarter pounders. all the Ponsers were there.
I seen a couple of fights on that show. It was a guy. The last fight was a cracking fight actually.
The last fight.
Yeah, it was. What was the
last
guy's name?
fight saved the show, didn't it?
Ah, that was a good fight though. Yeah, it was a good fight. There was
The
another
last
fight.
saved it because the rest of it were absolute
Garbage.
Oh, Dennis.
Hey, so garbage. You got out of jail with last fight. They're not worth a meg anyway, but the actual show was 2 out of 10 till last fight. Please pull the 6 out of 10 top show. He'll tell everybody 9.
Last show.
Big Ron zone, eh?
It was a good fight. It was a good fight. The last one.
Because that guy only had 5 or 6 fights, is it? The guy that won.
Yeah, it was a good fight.
Yeah.
That's where Dennis is at now. It's small all dressed up in it. Very small all. But if there's no talent pool, what can you do? But when you've got clowns or matchmaking and don't know what they're doing, that's what you're up against. If you pay peanuts, what do you get, Andy?
Monkeys.
Monkeys. You cheeky monkey. So if you pay peanuts, you get monkeys. Now, when you go to a Big Ron show now, you always get the impression that there's no stars there, is there really? They're all like dug up, aren't they? You know, no offense.
The biggest stars, Big Ron.
Biggest stars, Max, and then Big Ron. Max is biggest star at Dennis's stable, and he's not had a fight yet. He's been there about 17 years. Max ain't had a fight. All he's done is ferry Dennis's friends about and Dennis.
Dennis's PR.
Dennis's spokesman, isn't he, Max? Hey, I used to have to do all that, mate. I don't wish that on anybody, mate. Having to put it with Big Ron and his fairy tale stories about something bubbling.
He looked in his element on Saturday night, though.
Hey.
Big Ron, he looked like he was in his element.
I'm surprised it's not Jamie McDonald with some, I don't know, some knackers story, are you?
Are you surprised? I'm not. I'm telling you now, man. Absolute weapon. Right. Joshua. They're saying he's going to fight in September. Joe Joyce is the name I'm hearing. I'm also hearing Dillian Whyte. How do you see all that panning out?
Maybe Joe Joyce should fight Dillian Whyte and the winner fights Big Meech, yeah.
Do you think?
You never know. It could be, he might fight Fury in September, eh? Depending on what happens in the Fury Usyk fight.
Well,
if Fury was to win, eh?
We'll see, won't we, mate? We'll see, but it's
what are you thinking at the point? You're still Usyk.
I'm thinking Usyk on points in a very, very comfortable win. Maybe even late stoppage, but I'm going to go Usyk points. People are going to say, hey, you're going against the Brit. Listen, Tyson Fury don't mean shit to me. I don't like him. I don't like him. I think he's a dick. Just like his old man. At least I'm willing to say it. I'm not one of them that's going to go on his social media and suck him off when really they don't like him. I think he's a dick. How he's conducted himself and what he's done to heavyweight division. It's in a mess. He's not fighting anybody. He fought. How long is it since he fought Wilder now? 3 years. What's he done? Park the division up. And if this fight gets delayed again, where does it leave us all? Guy's a prick. Let's have it right. He's a prick. He don't care for boxing fans. If he did, why would he be taking fights to Saudi Arabia? They'd have him in UK, wouldn't they? So all them people that have been following him since 2008 now got to shell out to go to Saudi. So in my opinion, he's a prick. All right, end of. I don't like him. So that's that. So I hope he gets tomped all over by Usyk. That's what I hope. But I think Usyk does do him. Anyway, he's got the better pedigree and he's the better boxer. I don't want to hear all this shit about him being a 19.5, 20 stoner. It's way too much and he's way too gangly to be messing with a guy 6'3", 16 stone, southpaw as well, who's cleaned up European, world and Olympic. He's cleaned up at cruiserweight, undisputed, and he's cleaned up at heavyweight, 5 out of 6 belts, all in 21 fights. What is he, 335 and 15 as an amateur and rematched 11? Guy's got an impeccable record. So all that, right, and at his age that he's at and he's still fit, do these idiots actually think that this guy's never seen a style like this prick's? Hey, well, let's have it right. He fumbled his way through boxing for the first 12 years, didn't he? Stinking out arenas, am I right? Couldn't sell a ticket, had to fight Wilder and Vladimir on road, am I right? Keeps going on about it. Well, why did you fight Wilder 3 times in America and Vladimir in Germany? Because you didn't sell a ticket and you had a shit style. Get over it. And now he's finished because he's been giving it the big one last 2 or 3 years. He's all washed up. It's just a case of mopping money up now. You're going to see him wheeled out, loss after loss after loss now. Do you know why? Because he's got him locked down in contract. He's pretty savvy, isn't he? Ngannou fight's still locked down. That's tied up. He's got 2 with Usyk. And I dare say he'll get 2 with Joshua. That's 5, isn't it? That's a minimum of 250 million to stick with 200 he's got. So they've had it off, haven't they? Really? To say that he's took his dick out and pissed all over boxing fans for years. They don't care. All they've done is lie, and constantly lie and bottle fights. But nobody's pulling them up on it. It's Gareth A. Davis. See, yeah, they say no. They lose access like TalkSport. They got rid of TalkSport as a message to the rest of them that were getting brave, because a few of them were getting quite brave with questions, weren't they? Because they've been having a bit of pressure put on them by people like me and other boxing, outlets. Now look, they've all folded since they got rid of TalkSport and the Bricktop and Tyson. They've folded, mate. Like deck chairs. Want to go on to part 2, Andy?
Yep. Good man.
Please join us on part 2 where it'll be even more colourful, because I don't care.